What's going on, y'all? My name is Shahid. Today, I'm gonna just be talking about why I started my health journey. What made me want to live a healthy lifestyle? What made me want to be healthy? And I know in the back of a lot of our minds, like we know that at some point we gotta start living a healthy lifestyle, or we're gonna run into the same problems that the people that came before us ran into. And we all have those examples around us, whether that's our elders in our family who lived a lifestyle that was not necessarily good for them. And that's not to say that they was bad people, but for every action, there's a reaction. For every cause, there's an effect. For every input, there's an output. So if you live a certain way, if you live a bad lifestyle, if you live an unhealthy lifestyle, if you smoke, if you drink, if you do all of these unhealthy things, eat processed food for most of your life, processed sugars and all of these things, you know that these could lead to certain diseases and things like that. So it's important that, especially when you're young, I'm 25. When you're young, it's important that you start this journey so that your lifestyle could be on point, right? And I started my journey when I was 23. I was 23. And the reason that I wanted to start was because I was once listening to something. I was listening to something, and the person was basically saying, if you can't control what you put into your mouth, or if you can't control what you put into your body, what can you control? And that small, simple statement really made me reflect on the choices that I was making on a daily basis. Like, I'm putting all of these unhealthy foods into my body. I'm feeling like crap because of it. And why do I continue to do the same things over and over if I know that this is the cause of it? Like, why do I continue to eat sugar? Why do I continue to go to the store and get chips on a late night, or cakes, and drink soda every day, and eat processed food, and eat fast food, and all of these things? Why do I continue to do these things if I know they're not the best for me? So I really had to reflect on that message, that statement, and analyze myself. What do I want out of life? What can I control? Can I control what I put into my body? Can I control what I look at? And all of these different things, because it's not just about what you put into your body, it's about all of the inputs that you do on a daily basis. What you put into your body, what you listen to, what you look at, what you read, So you have to be able to control these things. You're not gonna never be perfect, but if you wanna live a good life, if you want to live a healthy life, if you just want to level up on a day-to-day basis or a year-to-year basis, you don't want to be in the same position as the year before, you have to make a choice. You have to ask yourself, what can you control? And you know the things that you can control on a daily basis. So, yeah, that simple, small statement really made me reflect. And at the time, my son was about to be born in a few months. And it also made me think about that as well. Like, I can't bring my son into the world into an unhealthy lifestyle. I can't bring him into the world and I'm giving him foods that's bad for him, and I'm not taking care of him the best way possible as a father. Right? It wouldn't have been right for me to continue to eat processed foods on a day-to-day basis, continue to eat sugar, continue to buy things for the house that's not good for the house, and feed those things to him. I don't think that you could be an exceptional parent if you know in the back of your mind, if you have the ability to change the trajectory of your future generations, and you don't. You just go with the flow. You listen to what other people think about you. You can't control, or you let people dictate how you act, right? And I didn't let anybody around me or any family members talk me out of living a healthy lifestyle. I didn't let any family members talk me out of not giving my son processed food or giving my son sugar. And people message me all the time saying things like, let him be a kid, but he is a kid. But being a kid doesn't mean that you're going to eat. You have to eat processed sugar. You have to eat processed foods. Like, that's not the reality of the situation. That's not how I want to raise my child. And the same way that you can eat these processed foods or eat processed sugar, you can literally make the same exact foods and snacks the same way. There's literally recipes of the same exact foods that you enjoy on a day-to-day basis. If you actually put the effort in, you'll be able to change your life. You can't be motivated for 1 second and then, the next day you switch up. Building a healthy lifestyle, building a healthy habits happens over time. And that's also something that I didn't understand or realize in the beginning. Like, once I heard that statement, if you can't control what you put into your mouth, what can you control? I tried to do everything at once. I thought I was going to be able to eat healthy all at once. But when I look back and I think about all of the food that was in my house that was processed, all of the sugar that was in my house that was processed, how can it be fair to yourself to say you're going to wake up and eat healthy and you're not going to touch any bad foods if this is all that's around you? So it wasn't fair to myself, and that's how I relapsed. Like, I lasted for 2 days. I think I went on like a 2-day fast. I didn't eat anything. And then, I ate something healthy, but after that, it was like I didn't really have any health foods in my house. So it's not fair to tell yourself you're gonna wake up one day and eat healthy every single day. That's not reality. Over time, you just make better choices. Go to the market, you start buying better stuff. And in the beginning, nobody was really listening to what I was saying. Nobody was following what I was saying. People thought I was crazy for eating ground beef and eggs, steak and eggs, and all of these different things. Of course, because it wasn't normal to me and it wasn't normal to them either. But as time went on, many people are actually following the things that I do on a day-to-day basis. And that's why consistency is key. And it wasn't even like I was trying to get people to follow. I just cared about my lifestyle, my family, my health. And as I was putting this content out and showing people that we need to change our lifestyles, we need to do better, people just started gravitating towards it eventually. Like, it didn't start right away. It probably took about a year and a half for people to start catching on and doing the things that I was doing. But that's only from consistency and me posting and sticking to the same routines and sticking to the same things. So, like, if you want to build something, you got to just try. And from there, allow it to happen on its own. Don't force it. Don't have in the back of your mind that you want to have a certain outcome. Just put the work in. Just do the simple stuff. And from there, you'll see results. Like, now, even if I slip one day out of the week, my lifestyle is consistent. My lifestyle is consistent enough to where even if I slip one day, I'm not gonna go the next 6 days and eat unhealthy. Because in the back of my mind, my lifestyle, I know I'm living a healthy lifestyle. I'm gonna go out every day. I'm gonna get sunlight so that I can have good energy. I'm gonna drink salt lemon water, and I'm gonna do all of these things. I'm gonna walk and do all of these things so that I can be healthy. I'm gonna eat good food that's gonna give me energy. I'm not gonna eat processed food that doesn't have any nutrients. That's not gonna give me any energy to operate at a high level every single day. Like if you put fast food into your body, it's going to be hard for you to have any energy because it doesn't have any nutrients. A lot of times, food is fake. Sugar doesn't have any nutrients. So you got to prioritize eating foods with the correct nutrients. You got to know how to fuel your body. You got to know how carbs work. You got to know how fats work. You got to know how protein work. These are things that all humans need. But that's a story for another day. I just wanted to get on here and talk about how my health journey started. And it's simple as that. You know, read a few books. Once I decided to make a change, followed some influencers on Instagram. From there, it was just it just was learning every day. Even still now, I'm learning, reading books every day, watching other people do the same things that I do. And it didn't just, like, it started with food, but now I'm transitioning into other health things. Like, so many different things that, like, in the beginning I was looking at other people online, like, man, I need to have this. But that's not the reality of life. Now, I'm getting all of the things that I wanted before. And there's still so many more health products that I want. So I want to live a completely healthy lifestyle. And even if I don't, if my lifestyle is healthy all around 90% of the time, if I have a healthy household, that's all that matters. So yeah, if you want to take your health serious, just make the switch, bro. Just make the jump. Take it one day at a time. I mean, if you really want to live that life, you're gonna live it. You're gonna make no excuses about it. So, I mean, appreciate y'all tuning in and tapping off.